they are going to ban out the Lucian, and I mean, Mash has been looking really good on it. He played it both games. It makes sense. Rek'Sai actually banned out here, so that's a nod to Shrimp, it looks like. You know, maybe a bit of a different champion pool. That wasn't something they were banning out before, so they're obviously concerned about his Rek'Sai.
Interesting. Do kick it out. All right, so Graves maybe just headed over towards the side of Impulse once again for this game. That Ryze, though, however, locked in, maybe going to the hands of Keane. Like we said, he has quite a big champion pool, and more than not likes to kind of play a champion that has been recently played.
Yeah, interesting to see that they aren't going to decide to pick up Kindred as well.
That's a good point.
You know, Kindred was very highly contested. Now both teams kind of like just passing that up. Procxin, especially the game he had in game 1, but he obviously had a great game on Graves as well. So maybe he's just feeling like you know, it's a champion that he's okay playing against Kindred on Graves.
Very true. See where they go next with these. It's not going to be Twitch. We love to hover it, but he hasn't picked it in so long. Kalista, and there's that Kindred. Looks like Police will actually be on that Kalista this game. He's trying to get himself a little more damage from that position. As we said, usually he was kind of on the stack up, the Ezreal, the Corki, something that would keep him safe. And his Ezreal is actually quite good, his positioning on that. And that's kind of what led me to believe that, or leads me to believe, I should say, still do, that Apex has pretty good late game team fights when they're on kind of an even game. Impulse, we've always known as a team to actually be able to fight from behind. They're really good at kind of scrapping through, finding their way in. Here, we haven't been able to see much of it because they've just been in the lead and are picking another composition that looks to do that. Aggressive already, probably not going to lock in the Ahri. They always hover, but ready to fight right off the first 2 picks.
That's a real struggle if I ever heard one. You can't scrap it out because you're too far ahead. You're winning the fights too hard. What are you supposed to do? But I mean, please going back to the Kalista. We'll see if they're gonna swap it up. You know, maybe you're gonna lock in that Braum again, but no, Pirean actually taking that away. So, you know, Tip is gonna have that. We'll be interested to see, you know, what Xpecial wants to send over here to the bot lane to go up against the Ezreal Braum from Mash Gate.
What will it be? Mash actually takes that Ez. Turn it around. Do you want the Cho'Gath? Slight buff recently, but not for your picking, I guess. Apex with the final 2. What can they choose? St. Vicious definitely on the comms for this one as you see the team poised and ready to receive the info. Is it going to be the map pressure? Twisted Fate from Keane really going to try and put the engage on his back for this. The possibilities of plays are going to be in the cards for Twisted Fate. The lock in for Apex.
Yeah, so we're going to have the top lane Ryze. We're going to have that TF mid. And definitely something that, you know, you're always going to have to be aware of. You're going to have to be playing much more safe when that Destiny is available.
Yep.
And it's also something, you know, the Alistar pick, I like it in conjunction with that Kindred because you can't actually just headbutt people out of there. You can't headbutt people out of that ultimate and finish them off. So, you know, you're stacked up, you drop it down, you knock the guy out who you want to kill, and then you take him out.
Usually everyone's thinking about how to get the Kindred out.
Yep.
It's always good if you can keep people out of Kindred's ultimate as well. Final lock-ins. The Lulu goes over to Impulse to keep the composition safe for their AD carries, and Feng on that Ekko again, who just loves to keep diving in. The jungler's been switching between Kindred and Graves. We're going to keep it the same for this time coming in. And the Shrimp, though, this time. That has to be noted. We will see what he can do for the early game here and see if Apex tries to switch it up, if they can get the lane swap, or if they set up the lane so Shrimp can actually get in the face of Procxin as soon as possible.
I mean, Tip going back to a very similar composition to what they had in Game 1, where they have the double AD carry, they have the Lulu, they have the Ekko top lane. You know, it works great for them in that game as well. We'll see if they're going to be able to pull it off here. Whereas at the same time, you know, Keane, he's going to want to open up the map. They want to take out some early turrets, try to get picks, see what they can get done with that. I mean, they do have great engage with both the Destiny as well as the Alistar being thrown in by the Kalista. So they definitely have the engage. They have the tools they need, but they're going to have to get something done here. I feel like if they fall behind against this Lulu comp, it's going to be pretty tough.
Be very tough. The teams are loading in for Game 3. So load up Twitter. Make sure it's on a different tab. Don't close this. Vote for who you think's going to come out on top. Hashtag APX win or hashtag TIP win. We will make sure to update the fan vote as you upvote as we get into game. We're about to be on to the Rift. You can see the players poised and ready. And a possible game here coming in for Impulse. 2 on the side of Impulse. Apex looking to keep themselves in the promotion tournament with a win right here and a composition that kind of puts it in their hands at level 6.
Yeah, so Keane actually starting boots here, which is what stands out to me. That's a little bit surprising, but we'll see how it does work out for him. And it may just want to be kind of getting back and forth to base. But if you look at the top lane, Tip is trying to pull off some shenanigans here. They may be looking to just kind of like hide it out and wait for someone to come and see if they can pick up an easy first blood.
A lot of pings.
Ooh.
A lot of pings. They got to know that somebody's coming into the jungle at this point if they haven't shown just the line of scrimmage. Cris, with a very nice ward, actually finds the entire team. That is unfortunate for Impulse coming in here. Very fortunate for Apex to know that their jungle is going to be all visioned up.
All visioned up, exactly.
All
that is the technical term.
I was trying to get the nomenclature in there.
I mean, they are going to get the deep wards down. You know, they did get spotted out, but critically, Pirean gets 1 CS. That's the insurmountable gold lead that they needed. So we'll see.
Once they've had one, they haven't let it go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. What happens from here? So the bot lane is actually... Oh, it's going to be matched here as they start to walk up Police and Xpecial. They're hovering in mid, though. Oh, they're right on a ward. They have to know that. It was placed quite late, but they're all across the bottom. So they're actually walking on those breadcrumb wards that Impulse just placed. And they may actually find Xpecial going down here, knowing that one peeled off.
Yeah, I mean...
that would have been too much to show themselves.
Oh, is he going to go around? Oh, if the Braum Q tags him, he could be in trouble here. Are they going to be able to proc it? No.
Oh! That's where you get for having to reload.
Yeah, that's unlucky. But a nice little start here for Tip. They're going to be able to take away a couple camps. Things are looking pretty good for him. I think, you know, they're going to be able to get even lanes, but they're going to have cleared out more of the jungle kind of fast.
It's what we were, thought about for Shrimp as well. He wants to get those games played, and he wants to play against some champions, not just camps. He'll get that in the matched up lanes. Maybe we'll be able to find Shrimp, or I'm sorry, Procxin at some point here. Right now, he is getting his red, and he's getting his blue taken. So he should just hop over the wall and head over towards the blue.
Yeah, and we'll see if he does that. And at the same time, you know, will Procxin anticipate this and try to match that? You know, will they try to go for that greedy 3-buff start? But I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's just going to try to take, you know, all of his side camps, especially wanting to try to deny the bounty since that spawn. You definitely don't want to give that up to Kindred.
Wave kind of pushed here by Feng, so he has a minute to mess with Shrimp. But it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Shrimp actually hides the blue buff, so he doesn't know how much health it has. And it looks like Feng's just going to have to go back to lane.
Yeah. I mean, Cris poking around. Oh, Police going to get exhausted.
Oh, that's the lockdown. The Summoner Heal comes out. One last shot. Procxin's going to get this. The exhaust is there, and he actually can't reload in time. Amazing exhaust by Xpecial to save Police. Also, that heal had to happen.
God, that is rough. And I actually think that had they played that a little bit differently, they might have been able to get the kill. I mean, this was really close, but Gate actually still had his flash. If Gate had flashed in there, gotten one more auto off perhaps, maybe they could have gotten a kill, but it was close, and Police stays alive. That would have been huge, because that would have been Procxin getting first blood again.
That's one of those, I was just giving it to you, and we didn't all need to flash in, but in the end, you're like, man, we should have all flashed in. There's situations you cannot see happening. And unfortunately, they have to walk away from that one. Great save by Xpecial. Really holds off that top lane. And Police can stay for CS. He would have been missing big waves at that point. They were getting pushed into the turret.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a tough call, right? Do you want to commit the heal? Do you want to commit all the extra flash? But Dive looking to be here on Feng, and TP's going to come to answer from Pirean.
Yep, with that love towards the top lane, Apex wanted to try something bot, but it seems like it get pushed off quite quick. Pirean's wave is reset somewhat in the mid lane, so he can whimsy himself right back in. Gonna happen just at the time it needed to, accordingly there for Impulse. But good try by Apex. They're definitely looking to put their foot down here in the beginning and not just allow something to happen because it did. They're trying to make it happen.
And honestly, that was great for them. They were able to force out the TP, and Keane was able to walk down, actually didn't lose any CS in the mid lane, really.
Right.
You know, the wave was pushing against his opponent, so Pirean does have to blow that TP. They get nothing for it. Apex doesn't get the kill, sure, but they were able to walk away with the summoner advantage, and Keane's now going to have that. In addition to being level 6 soon, he's going to have TP and Destiny, so there's going to be a lot of kind of time where Tip is going to have to be very scared of these TF roams.
It's going to be very scary. 5 minutes in, you're already going to have possibly a Rune Prison flying in and a gold card on you at any point in time with those teleports and Twisted Fate's Gate, or Destiny rather. Scary, scary moments, But APX definitely needs that option. They need something to be able to open up their own window this game. Falling behind has not been anything they can do against Impulse here in this promotion series.
Yeah, Strength of the Ages there on Ryze, pretty interesting pickup. You know, a lot of people do like to go more into kind of that support tree, the cunning tree. You know, Storm Raiders even on Ryze is kind of cool, or getting Thunderlords, things like that. So those are pretty common. But Strength of the Ages, people are just valuing the flat HP so much these days that they're basically just saying the amount of like extra tankiness that I'm going to have, it allows you to do so much more.
Oh, he just made it out of the parallel convergence. That was key to keeping himself alive in that play. And just before level 6 as well, it looks like Impulse is trying to put the hurt on right before a play can be made. Here's that teleport we were talking about. In onto Mash. A great unbreakable by Gate, and he may have just saved the entire situation. No, he stops. Good thing that did not lock on Mash, because he may have been a dead Ezreal.
Yeah, good unbreakable there by Gate, but I mean, Keane just kind of ulted in with no mana. He didn't even have enough mana for his Q, and had he had a little bit more, he may have been able to finish that off, but they pulled the trigger. They decided we could do it anyway, and now they're going to take some mid lane damage in trade. Seeing
that Gate, I was like, somebody's up there with 200 HP, and then everybody had full health. Very interesting. But Mash and Gate get out. Some summoners blown for that. It kind of helps APX in the top lane because they had recently blown a lot of their summoners in that engage. We saw Police leave, so everybody relieving a bit of pressure. Double Dorans in the mid lane as they just farm it up and make sure a gank doesn't take one of them out.
Yeah, and I mean,
like
Xpecial looking to grab Pirean here. Pirean's going to be in trouble.
That flash is there.
Oh, Keane flash just a split second too late, and Pirean's going to be able to walk out laughing as flash is down now for Keane. But you know, Keane rushing the Lucidity boots. He wants to make plays. He wants that early CDR. Would not be surprised to see Distortion come out early too. You know, just based on how much he's prioritizing this. He's been starting boots so he can get Lucidity right away. You know, have lower cooldown on his ults, his stuns, as well as his TP and flash.
Really, with these double AD comps they keep bringing in, it's just these guys are enablers. The Ryze bringing that back, either having Keane on something that can lock down or do damage himself. They like to enable somebody else on the team. And it's pretty cool because it's not like one person's going to carry this. We don't have one all-star. We can all participate in it. See if it happens for this one. They haven't really been able to get that lead to show us how it works. But right now, they seem to be keeping things very, very even towards the top lane now. Yeah,
I mean, this is the best that Police and Xpecial have done as far as staying even. You know, one caveat to that, though, is that if you look at Mash's build, he's stacking the tier and he's stacking the call. So he's going super greedy and he's staying even. So in a way, you could say that's an advantage when you are kind of getting away with that. You know, when that gold spike does come in from the call, you know, he's going to be ahead from that.
Especially when you've already drawn pressure in trying to get that build towards the top side.
Exactly.
Paying off. Paying off already, Azael. 55 to 46 between these top laners. That should be actually pretty big as Cris gets back to clean up this wave being pushed into his turret. We'll see a little bit of a roam here from Feng. Those level 7s are out, which would be level 6 is really what I'm noting. But only a few ultimates have been seen so far. Once the play was thwarted, it seems like APX is going to take their time before they try one more. Just dodges the damage in the mid lane as Procxin shows himself. Could be actually a gank here coming in as well.
Yeah, we'll see. Cris has no flash, so Feng going to trade a little bit of damage back onto him, but does have to back out there. You know, nice thing for Shrimp is he finally did pick up his first bounty on the topside scuttle, so that is something for him. But you know, it's 9 minutes in, does not have that Devourer yet, so he's definitely not going blazing fast or anything like that. It's kind of similar, probably paced to what happened last game for Eve, which was 22, 23 minutes. Where
considering game 1 was sated 8 minutes from now.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Definitely. And they're looking to maybe set something up top lane. I mean, Keane has his ult, and they have 4 up here, so definitely could be going for this. Here comes the ult from Keane. TP going to come into match.
This is Shrimp just coming from taking red. They have been living in Impulse's jungle, but did they pay rent? Have they been there too long? Keane throws the respite down. I'm sorry, not Keane. Shrimp throws the respite down. Keane was in it, and they're going to be getting out. Cris taking a few more turret shots than he wants to, and he gets the concussive blows.
Procxin wants this. He's going to keep going. Nice
to do that. Flying through. Another Winter's Bite hits, and it's actually Xpecial giving himself up because he was slowed. He didn't want any more catch potential on the team, and it may not matter. The flash forward. The Winter's Bite hits. Gate's going to stay alive as Procxin finishes off the kill. And as they continue to chase down APX, the game again starts to teeter in the favor of Impulse.
Yeah, Procxin's saying, I might be late, but now the party started. And he's getting in there, just chasing him down. And that was a great tower dive, great idea, but really nice match from Pirean. And when Procxin came in, things started looking really bad.
Each time he comes into the fight, he's almost bringing this like aura with him. Everybody sees him and they're like, holy shit, Procxin's here. We need to get out right now. And that's been the situation. Yeah. As I said, they just took the red. They were in the jungle for quite a while, and Impulse knew.
Look how fast this TP reaction from Lulu is as well. Match would have gone down instantly had it not been for that Lulu wild growth. This buys him a little bit of time. Keane gets locked up under the turret, so the Kindred ult has to come out. Now this is where things are getting tricky. The turret's knocking them all down very low this whole time. And look at Procxin. He's coming in with a red buff. He's full HP, and he has a Lulu to enable him. He knows he can keep going. Woo. He plays it aggressively. It doesn't matter that they're at a numbers disadvantage because they're so healthy, and because Procxin has the Lulu to back him up. He's going to keep speeding him, keep shielding him, and they have those red buff slows. This is a beautiful flash Q there from Gate. Wow. To have the confidence to do that at basically fully max range really shows the state of mind of this team. They are confident right now.
You can see, you almost hear it saying, I got it, I got it. Everybody was right there and following up. Impulse again starts to take a lead, and they make the dominoes fall even faster this time. Apex definitely has a composition that can put up a fight, get Cris going, get more picks from Keane, and they are right back in this game. It's one of the closer ones of basically all three that we've seen so far. It's going to be tough, though, once you get Procxin going. It's usually how it happens.
Oh, God. Cris is going to face check this.
Procxin and Feng all start to get that lead, and then Procxin and Feng continue to help each other out, continue to get each other carried, and this is that pick we were looking for. The yellow card comes out, Procxin's going to get hit, and the wild card finishes him off. That's the blue buff now going over, and they're going to continue this fight onto Feng. They have their own slows, they have their own takedowns and lockups, and they are going to take down Feng. Like we said, it may just take another TP from Apex.
Yeah, and if at first you don't succeed, try again,
exactly.
Riv. Keane is going back to the top lane, and Cris with a little bit of an unlucky timing on that face check into the jungler, but they have the reactions. They have their jungler up top side to get there. Keane knows that he can get there as well. He has picked up the distortion on Lucidity, so he reacts very quickly and able to turn that around, get 2 free kills for their team, as well as the Rift Herald. So this is, one of the first times you're seeing Apex actually dictate something.
Exactly where I was going with that. They have not been able to really find objectives, maybe one dragon throughout these games, and now the control is theirs to actually breathe and think, not react, but they can make their own play. They're not moving on something that Impulse is doing. We'll see this white fight once again, and you're right, the speed of how quick Apex is kind of moving on things is starting to rival Impulse in their teleports as well.
I mean, you can see Shrimp was already running up here. Here comes Keane. Lulu not able to actually interrupt that, unfortunately. He was pretty close, you saw on the map. Had he stopped that, this could have gone pretty poorly for Apex, but once Procxin goes down, I mean, sure, Feng's tanky, but he's not going to have the damage to kill him.
Yep. I think it also was marked there last second by Shrimp, getting his stack off onto Feng. And
Shrimp got absolutely deleted there.
Deleted. I was waiting for Xpecial. He's like, I have to throw down my ultimate. That's not kind of things that can happen after your team grabs those kills. You can't be falling one by one as Impulse is just kind of walking around the jungle, way too free to have those things happen, especially when everybody's going to start hitting a first core item, getting that power spike, and getting almost second level right now as people are coming up on 11.
Yeah, and I mean, Shrimp getting caught out there is a pretty big deal. It's going to give a free dragon over. He wasn't able to get the ult down. The collateral damage coming through from Procxin just completely wiped him out. So, Procxin once again kind of getting the better of the other junglers there and able to pick up a dragon, denies the Devourer stacks, denies the dragon buff, so very important.
Impulse showing quite a bit of strength after their time off here. Something they, if and when they make it, they are able to take this last game. Have to bring back to the LCS. It's definitely something they're going to need to step up. Being a team that really never placed that far down the list is actually one of the bottom teams this year. So being able to show this, show their fans once again that they can pull out some very strong games, it's something they're going to have to bring back if they make it back to the LCS.
Yeah, definitely. And across the board, very even game. It's only a couple hundred gold, like 100 right now, actually in the favor of Tips. So Apex is doing great, and this is by far their best game in the series, and by far their best chance to actually win so far. So we'll see if they can keep it up. I mean, Keane has really been the catalyst for this team this game, and looks like there's another TP coming top.
Keane's in a tight spot right now, but Shrimp just on his back. That's what he was waiting for. Nice dodge on the gold card by Feng. May keep him alive. The wild growth for him now. Quite a few resources on just one member. But it looks like they do lose the turret. Just losing Feng, so quite a good trade there. Apex feels good getting out.
Yeah, once again, Keane going top lane, and yes, Pirean TP'd in, but I mean, Procxin wasn't there in time, and they just did not have enough bodies to actually deal with that dive. So fantastic stuff from Apex. They get themselves a kill, they get themselves the turret, but here comes another TP from Keane now. A double TP actually mid lane, they're looking for a gate.
It's gonna be Cris hitting down. TP was actually stopped coming in from Keane there, and it looks like he will just be mid lane as he walks up onto this. Very interesting. As they go for the fight, Apex able to stop it. Feng just getting back. He will be able to TP in. If there was a fight, that could have been big when you think that guy's gone and one more person shows up. So Apex does decide to pull off of the fight. Procxin's going to be cleaning up the jungle here.
Yeah, I feel like Apex didn't realize how many TIP members were around there. Committing the double TP into a fight like that was pretty ambitious, but, you know, they've been trying stuff this whole game, and a lot of it has been working. So I think they're just trying to keep the pressure on and really keep trying to go for as many plays as possible, because so far that's how they've been staying ahead in this game.
See you play top lane one more time. This was pretty scary here from Keane going in at first. Then we see Shrimp coming in, and then getting very back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, Feng gets opened up on. He's actually not under the turret, so the turret is not participating in this fight for quite a long time. Pirean actually TP'd in there so fast. Once again, he has great reaction times on these, and there's nothing more he could do. But the thing is, Apex is choosing when they start these fights. So Shrimp is already there. Procxin has to run into match. Even though Pirean had his TP available to match the Destiny, it's still a 3v2, and it's a fight that started too far away from the turret. You know, Feng kind of tried to go aggressive onto Keane, got caught, took a lot of damage before the turret even started to participate, which I think was a little bit of a mistake.
Trying to get a little aggressive. It's not always going to work out. I'm sure they'll slow things down a little bit. We saw very aggressive from pretty much the same composition of Impulse. So it's been toned down a little bit. You can already see that already. Apex has been able to get their kind of hands in on this game and had a little more pressure. Needlessly large rod for Keane. Maybe for the Zhonya's look for more plays once he gets in.
Yeah, that would be my guess. I mean, just based on how the guy's playing, right? Russian Lucidity with Distortion. You want to make plays, and Zhonya's is kind of that playmaking item. Allows you to engage aggressively. I think it fits his playstyle, and I think he's been playing fantastic this game.
Ooh. Lowly Pink Ward down in the kill brush.
Here comes top lane TP once again from Keane, and Feng is just getting picked on the 3v1.
Yeah, he's not having a good time right now. That's unfortunate. Ward in the bot lane actually is going to be cleared out and placed in. This should be a top side here for Apex. Push on the bottom with a bit of defense by Apex. Impulse may not be able to get what they want out of this, and you're also going to have Keane there in just a few seconds.
Yeah, and Pirean is pushing mid, so they do get the kill, the turret top. They lose mid turret, which is a pretty important one, kind of unlocks a lot of the map, but still, another good play by Keane. And this guy has just been everywhere. I mean, he has 100% kill participation. He has really been the catalyst for every single one of these kills, and I'm super impressed with how he's playing so far this game.
I kind of call this guy the spice of life. Like I said, there's variety there in his champion picks. He likes to make plays. He likes to kind of push himself and play what he's seen around the League of Legends competitive scene, and it's really just made him a better overall player. Has the option to carry games right now. The rest of his team is getting out of this situation because he's not there yet, and they want the full team to fight on this one. They're not exactly a let's engage team. They're a let's find somebody at the caboose of the train and take them out before the team can help.
Yeah, so Tip does kind of chunk Cris out there, causes him to flash away, and they're going to be rewarded with the Rift Herald. So definitely not too bad. And still, although, you know, Apex is certainly super active this game and getting a lot done, the gold is still really close, right? So this is definitely not a game where if you're Tip, you're super worried yet, especially when you take into consideration, you know, their Ezreal scaling. That's pretty good. But obviously, the Ryze is going to be a bit of a worry too, because he's kind of getting a lot of help, and he's getting very ahead of the Ekko. And he also is having, you know, these double scaling items that are going to be ticking up for him.
He's close. He is currently 732 stacks on that tier, so 20 more to go, and he is good to go on a Seraph's Embrace.
Plus the Roa ticking away, you know, he's going to be really strong, and he's up, you know, 50 CS on Feng. Feng has just been getting picked on 3v1 non-stop this game.
Definitely a different game than his Ekko in the first. Also, Shrimp in the jungle, 3-1-1, has been making quite a bit of a difference. Procxin has not been able to roll over the same situations in that, so the trade with Shrimp and then the communication to still kind of stay or even get better has been awesome from Apex.
Yeah, definitely. And Tip starting up his Dragon. Unfortunately, they do kind of leash it, but...
What do you got, Shrimp?
Oh, Shrimp goes in!
Ooh, hops over the wall. He is going to have his hop out, but the flash and follow. Procxin just gets the quick draw over. Fate's call. I don't think he's going to throw him in this time. Xpecial chooses the right way out. And they get themselves to safety. Top lane's being pushed by Cris here. The Dragon is secured by Impulse.
Nice try there by Shrimp. It does cost him his flash to get out, and the Kalista all has to be burned, Destiny, a couple things, but Cris doesn't have to use his TP. They respect that they're able to get out. They don't waste that. Tip, though, picks up the Dragon, so, both teams pretty well played. Tip comes out a little bit ahead.
So we're 4 stacks for Kindred right now. And looking good.
Yep, working away on that sated still. He's been very active with the ganks. It's not like he's been power farming, so I think his time is certainly respectable. But Tip has done a good job denying away the Dragons and the Rift Herald as much as they can.
That's
keep
true.
his stacks low. You can also see, Procxin has been prioritizing getting the scuttles, which is also important. So, they've done a good job trying to keep him slowed down, and that's something that Apex did not do when Procxin was on the Kindred.
Right. It's definitely something Procxin thinks of. He's like, I'm playing against one. Well, I know what I would hate.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm going to do.
That's one of the really big advantages of playing a lot of different champions. When you play a champion, you learn what is super frustrating to have done to you. And just kind of turning that around on your opponent and being able to do that is very, very big.
A lot of wards being pushed forward in all directions. Mid lane wards just to make sure where the base movement is going. Are they going to a different lane? Can we stop the rotation? And then the deep wards for possibly any of those catches. Here, Procxin making his way in. Heavy sweeper upgrade. They're going to be able to find a few for themselves.
Oh, and they were looking for Keane there. Mash actually threw an ult, I think, to try to stop his recall, so Feng can maybe get over to him. But looking like Police, a little bit out of position, going to have to flash. And here comes the TP from Cris.
Is he going to stick it? Okay, Pirean, yeah. Say Pirean sticks his. I'm sticking that for Cris would have been quite dangerous. He stays top, but he gets a ping. So if he keeps pushing, they have to respect that pressure. But it looks like Feng has already made his way back. Not even going to have to use his TP. So actually, a big advantage there.
Yeah.
I guess Keane still has his, so you can trade it out.
Yeah, I mean, Feng gonna go top, be able to push this out. Cris moving back down towards mid lane. He has to be with his team now, otherwise they have to risk the 5v4. But look at the advantage for Cris. He's up 3 levels, 14 to 11 over Feng, and he's up 60 CS as well. So pretty rough for Feng right now. The Ekko is just getting bullied around pretty hard.
I didn't even notice this late call stacking up for Police. He's got a few more to go left on it, but definitely bought a little late there. 400 gold in the lead for himself on that Kalista. Has about 1,000 to spend, so he has the potential to get pretty big with that next item.
Oh, here comes TP from Keane. Something's going to happen.
This is going to be locked in. The red card is there. Gold card comes out. He throws it instantly on gate. They go for the support. This leaves Procxin now to fight 3. Police has no mana, but you don't need mana to throw the arrows. He's going to go down immediately. It's going to be a hit from Feng. The parallel convergence, no damage there, so no follow-up on the kill. And what a hectic fight. Everybody's limping back and forth and have not been able to finalize a kill just yet. You're still looking at Feng's ultimate and Shrimp's ultimate to be used here, but it looks like everybody's backed off on the side of Apex.
Yeah, but Tip, they're much more healthy. They can push this turret now. We'll see what they can get done. Police, I can't believe he got out of that. I mean, he had no health. But Feng was just not able to finish him off because he's so behind. Keane now looking aggressive. Pirean
very close. Can he get the Lamb's Respite down? That's rather Shrimp's side, but they do, and it does save a few Impulse members. But as soon as it goes down, Impulse starts to fall just as fast as Apex does in this fight, and that is a 2 left up, 3 down on each side.
That went tragic for Apex at the end there. And Tip, Mash wants that turret. He may pay with his life, and he does.
Too close for comfort.
Cris is showing he's got some power.
It may not look like he has mana, but that's like 50,000 right there in that little chunk. No.
Exactly. But, I mean, if you watch this fight here, a lot of what went wrong is Shrimp had to use his Lamb's Respite a little bit too early. So he goes forward, and look at the 2 members from Tip, Pirean and Gate. Both actually get saved by that super hard. And this allows them to continue. And now Police gets way too cocky. He's dashing forward into the Graves, into the Ezreal, and it gets absolutely crushed. If he had slow played that a little bit more, I think it would have gone much better. But just a little bit tough, it's like it's a matter of millimeters, right? So close.
Very explosive fight there.
Yeah, match should call Worth on the turret for life, but whether or not it was Worth, that's a different story. But he's gonna call Worth.
We'll see. The ending will tell us, right? After all that, it'll be the Worth after it all. 43.5 to 42.9, so they're ticking up just about 500 gold lead here. 9 to 7. This is the game Apex was looking to get for the past 2 games here, as somewhere where they could edge a lead, somewhere the plays are still open to be made, because that's the type of team they are, able to kind of turn it on in the flip of a switch. We've seen Keane and Cris both now with fast teleports, so we know their communication is on point. It's just being able to finalize the kills now. Killing this Lulu buff team has been difficult.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, Archangel's online, 10-stack Roa online for Cris. Cris is absolutely massive. He's going to be a real threat. If he can get on top of anyone, Lulu or not, they're probably going down.
That's true.
If you can't CC him up, but I mean, they do have CC. They do have some ways to deal with that, and so he's going to have to be careful about that.
Parallel convergence, not much in range of police, but the damage was he just falls like a scarecrow. Xpecial's going to be next, and now they're on to Cris. Yeah, there's the Lamb's Respite down, but as it pops, Cris will too. He's able to take down Gate in the end, but this is Impulse now having numbers after they get an advantage, and this is when they start to take control.
Yeah, Police out of position once again, gets caught. You know, didn't use his ultimate as well. Not sure if it just came off cooldown or not, but wasn't able to stay alive. Xpecial going down without using his exhaust or anything. They're not able to keep their AD alive, and without the AD, the team falls apart. You know, Keane just had to get out of there, and now they're going for Baron. It's going to be free. Yeah,
it's going to be Shrimp down for the Dragon, still at least keeping some objectives on their side. And this is going to be big. Another 20-minute-ish Baron, 27 minutes now, coming in for Impulse. They have been, throughout this series, really the leader of objective control, and it's been controlling the games altogether.
Yeah, I mean, Shrimp picks up a Dragon, but it's small consolation for the Baron, which is just absolutely going to be massive for this team. Immediately going to pick up top tier 1 as well, and very likely going to be able to get a lot more off the map. You know, already 2,400 gold power play from that Baron, but it's definitely going to be tough.
Even depending on how much defense you see Apex put up here, getting Baron this early with also an outer turret and then a second tier means you have so much gold to grab.
So here's the fight. And
see that again.
Police is very far up, gets tagged by that Lulu Q, and Feng able to just take him down. Shrimp not able to get the Lamb's Respite down for him, and with Xpecial and their AD both gone, Keane says, "I'm out of here," and just pops his destiny. He's like, "See you guys later. Bye-bye."
Ugh. Unfortunate. Another fight they tried, but Impulse knows that they can catch us, but if we're all there, they cannot do the full skirmish fight. That's not the type of fight that they want. Cris wants to do that on the outside if he can keep running around, but it's so hard for these guys to keep it going. 10 to 10 as Impulse looks to start knocking on the front door. Coming up onto 30 minutes here, and the bot wave will be the first one.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough in a straight-up 5v5. The TF, is not going to add as much as this Lulu as far as enabling his double AD carries. He has to pretty much zone someone out. He has to, like, one-shot someone, or, what are you going to do? He can't go front line. He can't be attacking this Ekko or the Braum. He has to kill an AD carry. We'll see if they look for it.
Oh, Feng, someone needs to pay respects up towards that top side before he just gets a turret to himself. All 5 members here in the bot either have to engage or send somebody there. With the Baron, they have to kind of let something happen, and it's going to be the engage. There it is towards the top. Keane is going to get blasted down to 100 HP, and over the wall goes Shrimp. Lamb's Respite in a very nice spot. Can the team get to that spot, though, to keep helping him? Keane gets out alive with his life to possibly come back with a teleport. Feng now trying to fight. Apex with a beautiful control over the organization of their members and takes down Impulse as they get too headstrong, pushing that turret.
Yeah, that was Shrimp all the way. Jumping over the wall, landing the Lamb's Respite was so key. Keane able to get the engage he needed. He gets the yellow card down. Not much else after that, but here we go. They know they need to make something happen. Keane goes for it. He does catch Pirean, and look at Pirean. Pirean gets absolutely deleted. He cannot actually get his wild growth off. He got CC chain down 100-0, and then when Keane lived here, this is where it goes tragic, right? Mash is getting zoned out. Their Lulu's gone. Gate dies flashing over the wall. Procxin's already out of there, and Feng is just in this 1v4. Almost kills Police, but not able to do it.
Yeah, so close.
Just taking out the Lulu before he can get the wild growth or a shield off is so key, and just great coordination, great follow-up from Xpecial. Good stuff.
That's what we've been looking for.
Yep.
Saying Apex has those organized late game fights. And even in that one, I've been saying they don't want the skirmish. They were able to pull out the skirmish. They had the positioning advantage. And again, Shrimp, really a good switch coming into this game. He has been helping the team. Huge. Turret in the mid is going to go down, opening up the map now for Apex, something they very much needed here to push their vision forward, find more of those openings. Once the map's more open, it looks a little bit safer for Twisted Fate to make those forward plays.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand wanting Feng to buff up multiple waves of bear minions, try to get as much as he can.
Right, being spread out there.
Had he been with the team grouped up initially, I don't think they can make that play. Because if the parallel convergence comes down immediately as soon as you see them, the Twisted Fate ulting in, if he gets stunned right there, already they can't really do anything, right? If the Lulu lives, it's a very different fight. And had the Ekko been there from the start, I think the Lulu lives. So I feel like they were just trying to take a little bit too much when they could have just group 5, pushed down bot, and I don't think that there's much that Apex could have done in that 5v5.
And look at Shrimp now, Phantom Dancer, Maw on top of his sated skirmisher Saber. He's gonna be doing some damage. He's looking to fight. Also looking at Triforce as well, another Frozen Mallet.
Yeah.
Or not Triforce, a Phage, sorry. Is he going to build a Triforce Frozen Mallet, Isaac?
He may.
That awesome item.
He could.
Freak building in his garage.
Maybe Black Cleaver as well. I'm not really
That's
sure.
True.
But we'll see.
Whoa.
Here comes the TP. Mash has got to get out of there. Okay.
Mano and mano. Oh, never mind. It's three's a crowd. Three's a crowd. Maybe another member. Full house. 2 and 3. 3 and 3. We got 6 now. Let's do math. It's going to be Procxin going down first. -1. You have 3 left over. How many do we have? Feng's going to be the next one. That's not going to be good if he goes down. Uh-oh. Now they actually have 3 left over. Got to be careful. Xpecial's making his way up. It doesn't look like they're going to engage, but this is when it starts to feel really good. When you were the team was behind and you keep just walling the opponents on every fight, you know you can start pressuring those objectives and your advantages.
Yeah, Apex, another great catch, another great fight. They're going to be rewarded with a turret here, at least one. We'll see how far they can push as death timers are still, 20+ seconds. They may be trying to go for the inhib here.
Other waves aren't really in position, so this is pretty much one and done. They don't have too much time to stay, and Iceborne wave clear is not going to be something you want to deal with, so they are going to head out.
Yeah.
Steal resources, breadcrumb wards on the way out, 30 seconds on Dragon, 1:20 onto Baron. It'll probably be in their hands for the Dragon part.
Yeah, so once again, Procxin up super far, not respecting the TF, and in comes Keane. The TP from Cris is coming on the backside, and Mash trying to kind of slow him down, but Procxin is just going to get run down, and now this is just like disaster recovery. Pirean flashes in there, he's trying to save Procxin, but they can't actually get the Lamb of Spite to be popped while their AD's still alive. So Graves goes down, Feng's getting in here pretty aggressively, he goes down, and I mean, I feel like, yes, you want to try to back up your teammates if you make a bad call, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta cut off the limb to save the body. Yep. I think this is a case where they should just let Procxin die.
Dragon. Oh, Shrimp tried to get in there. This is the fight that Tip wants almost. It's actually Xpecial goes into the backside to try and split it up. This is the fight Apex wants now. A great way to get to the backside there. We are going to see that Keane goes down, but he has disrupted the fight probably just enough. And now Apex can start to close in, choke down on their targets. Procxin and Feng both on the left side. Those were the guys that were leading the fight before, and now they're the ones leaving first because they just keep getting stopped.
Yeah, crazy fight there, and Cris is just getting huge. I mean, Procxin goes forward. Cris says nope. He gets him right out of there. And I mean, Procxin had to retreat so fast, the fight kind of fell apart a bit, but I think Tip was lucky to come away from that in a one for one. If you look at the health bars, they were all really low. Apex was very healthy. They trade mid laners, which is great, and they get the Dragon. So here you can see, as they do go forward onto Police, Police has the QSS, is able to get out of there, and now watch Cris. He's going to get aggressive here, flashes over the wall onto Procxin, and Procxin's out of the fight. At this point, the Graves is gone. They are losing a lot of their damage as Feng is having to run away, and Cris is still in full effect. Police is still full health. This is not a fight that Tip can win anymore.
Absolutely crazy. Cris just going off in these fights. Oh, the Baron attempt, that's rented out by Police. We're right back into the action. Gate, oh, he makes a second decision and stays in that Lamb's Rush fight, but he's going to be going down. So is Feng. They get dropped real quick by Police and Shrimp. And Apex are making a very good case for themselves to get right back in the promotion tournament. This game could have been Impulse's game point, but that pressure did not phase Apex at all.
Yeah, Apex goes right over to the Baron. They have the healthy players. They're able to take it down. With the Kalista Ren, they can secure it no problem. And I mean, Tip was looking a little bit desperate there, trying to contest that.
Yep.
They're going to give up 2 players, and now they're for sure going to be giving up this mid lane.
Inhibitor is going to fall, much like game number 2 at this time, but less members down on the side of Impulse. It will not be a game finish just yet, but when they weren't in order, they were in the bot lane trying to make some moves. Now Apex actually has their lanes in order, and they're running through with Baron. This is going to be so much for them, and it's been so cleanly done once they finally got that lead.
Feng coming up now. We'll see if they want to fight for the second inhib, but it's looking like it's already gone, and Tip may want to try to make something happen. Apex
shot.
Just out of there, but I mean, Tip is still chasing. We'll see how far they want to commit, and they're going to have to back off as Apex is just a little bit too fast to get out of there. And I mean, taking 2 inhibs, 2 turrets, and the Baron, this is massive. I mean, they go in there, they try to steal it, but with Kalista, you know, it's very unlikely. Your jungler's not even there.
I mean, Graves didn't even smite Procxin.
Yeah. I mean, Procxin wasn't even there, right? It's Feng and it's Gate going trying to make something happen, but they weren't able to do it. It was something where they probably should have just given up the Baron at that point once they saw that they were that out of position and probably tried to defend their inhibs. But Apex, the benefactor of that, going to be able to get the Baron 2 inhibs, and they're up 5K off this Baron power play already. So they're looking really good now.
It's really well used, kind of around the horn, mid to top. Usually a team will be taking time to prep the waves that weren't in order, but everything kind of falling in for Apex right now, and it is paying off. 7, 2, and 8. Got a call back to him. Shrimp being subbed in here for game 3, and it has just really paid off for the team. Overall, it was kind of still an early, or still a even early game, right? Yeah. Procxin wasn't able to do much, but I think that's also credit to Shrimp for keeping tabs on it, keeping it so Procxin could not get that lead he's been getting.
Yeah, I mean, Procxin has honestly had a pretty solid game. 2, and 8, and he's up about 50 CS. Like, he's farmed well, he's performed pretty well, but here comes the TP, and they're looking to dive this, or at least get the turret.
The True Shot Barrage helping a bit. Still a good amount of magic damage to clear these minions won't help. So once they get Procxin in there with Mash, they can start to get a bit better clear on the waves. Feng looking to push off Apex a little bit more, showing, yes, we respect this, but we still want to engage. Guardian Angel in here for Cris. He's a monster now. Nobody wants to face him. Yeah. Void Staff on top of everything else that he has.
Yeah, I mean, he base picks up the GA, gets his sword pot, TP's right back in there. They know they're right on the verge of victory, and he wants as much power as he can get.
Police staying in the back line. Great formation by Apex here as they start to take the turret. That's going to be a hit onto Feng. Getting the tank down to about half HP never sucks. Still going on the inhib now, coming up on 38 minutes. It's touch and go here for Apex going in, but that's only because they choose so. When they want to go, they definitely put the pedal to the metal. It happens with a flash from Cris. And they're going to keep going here. Inhibitors down. They're going to have minions flowing into the base now from every which way. And they thought it was going to be a 3-0 from the side of Impulse, but Apex says differently. One last go for broke fight from Impulse, and it's going to mean their members fall. And it's going to mean Apex, keeping themselves in the promotion tournament, are going to look at their own 10,000 gold lead at the end of the game, and they're going to use that to move on to game 4. Apex takes the win over Impulse and stays alive.
What a game from Apex. I mean, Shrimp subbing in 7, 2, and 10.
Wow.
Looking great on that Kindred. And I mean, Keane, a huge playmaker all game. Coming up huge for his team. Very impressive stuff. They're able to keep it together. And they were the ones dictating the pace of that game the entire time. Whether or not they were coming out on top on every single fight, they were the ones choosing the fights. They were the ones initiating. Woo. And that TF book, it worked out so well. The TF was great.
It really did. Enabling themselves to do something instead of kind of waiting on the side for something to come along and present itself. Coming out through that game, huge. Shrimp as well. I think we have to note back, and we may even, I'm not sure if this is the replay we have, but I am talking about it, is that flash over Lamb's Respite save. The fight that Apex finally chose to put themselves in the driver's seat and say, we can engage on this. And that fight had to happen the way it did, or it was completely going to backfire. Yeah,
and I mean, the fact of the matter is, this is a game that Tip could have easily won, right?
Absolutely.
Like they had Baron.
Absolutely.
And I really think it was all in that one fight in bot lane that really turned it around. Tip really had the momentum, and we're looking like they were going to be able to close this out. But that huge play from Shrimp in combination with the engage from Keane, they're able to zero Pirean out before he could get that wild growth off. And that was kind of it for them. So I mean, definitely really, really good stuff. And you got to say, a lot of this credit goes to Keane for getting Cris so far ahead as well. There was so much focus on the top lane.
That's a really good point.
And it put the Ryze ridiculously ahead of the Ekko to where the Ekko basically cannot 1v1 this guy ever anymore. There's not going to be a point in the game where he can actually match up against him. So this Ryze just scaled out of control, and it's like now, well, we can't match them in the side lane. We basically have to fight, and they're the ones picking the fights.
Right. And we keep seeing this Graves get picked up, and it seems like they didn't mind this time. Yeah. And I actually look at the Ryze pickup as that. We see, I talked about Keane kind of with that Death's Dance build and living forever in fights. Yep. Well, if a Ryze comes and pops you immediately, you have no chance to get AD. Yeah. So you are going to be dead. They played that really well, and I like the comp. We are going to get a replay of the game-ending base siege that they were able to make their way in on, and it had been around the horn. They did this methodically and took down everything they needed to make this as easy as it was. Let's replay this.
I mean, at this point, your tip, you know you need to make something happen. Triple inhib down. Feng's going to go in and get gold carded up and into the headbutt pulverized, and he's just going to get popped. He cannot even get his ultimate off, and I mean, APX so strong. Tip knew this was going to be a losing fight, but they had to make something happen, right? I mean, it's 3 inhibs down. Your only chance is to engage right then before the minions stack up too much. Yeah. Otherwise, there's like 6-8 super minions in the base, and it's all over.
Even after if you win that fight, it's like damage control. We must do everything, and nobody breathe because we'll actually lose a Nexus turret. Great game, showing that, and whenever a team does that, showing that you can come back after a 2-0, especially with a switch, definitely means they have the ability to reset their mentality. It's something you mentioned, and it's big. Does your mentality waver in a best of series? Because it's very easy within 30 to 40 minute games to 1 minute kind of think like, I'm breathing, what do I need to buy? Or you back somewhere wrong and you just die, and then the game gets turned around. But keeping that full focus is what these teams need to do.
Yeah, and I mean, Tip has really looked great throughout the series. The first time I've kind of really seen them look uncomfortable is dealing with his TF, and I think there was a couple times, notably Procxin getting caught out in the bot lane was super far up with the TF ultimate available, and people are kind of trying to bail him out in a clearly losing fight. So this is something where, after that game, if I'm Tip, they just kind of looked out of sorts against the TF. They were doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and they were not able to match it. So it might be something that they're going to have to ban out.
TF might be something they have to ban. The Graves keeps being left up, and it seems like something the teams want to take. They're happy playing against it. Looking around the board, that Kindred as well is going to be something that's on either side. We've seen it now in Procxin's hands, and Eve's hands, and Shrimp's hands. And Shrimp definitely seems to be able to use that champion to full potential. APX have kept this series alive, but you already knew that. Stick around because just a few minutes, we're going to follow Team Impulse and APX back onto the Rift for Game 4. Come help us stalk them. Don't go anywhere. And they're going to be getting out. Cris taking a few more turret shots than he wants to, and he gets the concussive blow. Does save a few Impulse members, but as soon as it goes down, Impulse starts to fall just as fast. Parallel convergence, not much in range of police, but the damage was he just falls like a scarecrow. Xpecial's going to be next.
Ezreal. Goes on me. We're on the Ekko. I'm backing.
Keane goes down, but he has disrupted the fight probably just enough, and now APX can start to close in, and it's gonna mean APX keeping themselves in the promotion tournament are gonna look at their own 10,000 gold lead at the end of the game, and they're gonna use that to move on to Game 4. APX takes the win over Impulse and stays alive.